it's so hard. I thought I could come out here and make a difference for people, and it's just so hard. I can't believe how hard it is. And I'm already picking stuff out of the garbage, and I've only been here for a week. It's terrible. It's horrible. I want to go back home so bad. I have two daughters back home, and I have a daughter out here, but she can't help me anyways. She got T-boned with her car, so she has no car now. And it's just a life of hardship. I just want to go home.
Well, if we get your story out there, maybe there'll be somebody that can help.
I would really appreciate it. I thank you so much. I thank you so much.
My name is Shawn Dworkin. I'm with the Employees Club of California, and we are here with
Terri Anderson.
And how long have you been here in California now? Or Los Angeles?
What is today? Today is Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
I've been here since last Tuesday, and it's really been rough. My RV keeps breaking down, and I don't have any way to charge my phone, and I was going in town to get it done, and now my RV won't start, but the belt to the alternator needs to be tightened, and my battery's dead, and it's like, I can't get back and forth. And then yesterday I was visiting my daughter, and I got a ticket because I was a foot past my line to park, and I don't have the money for that. It's $68. Just want to go home.
Let's talk about your journey though for right now. How you said that you came out here because you were interested in making a difference.
Yes, I wanted to help people. I thought because they show so much on TV back home that people are so homeless and destitute and don't have anything, and I thought I could come out here and make a difference for people, and now I'm finding out that it's harder than anyone could ever imagine.
Well, what was life like back in New York?
It was okay. I lost my house before I came here. I just wish I hadn't made this mistake.
When did you decide to come over then, and what was that like? What was that coming across? You had mentioned that it was it was at first it was good coming across. What was the like? Were you very excited, very hopeful?
Yes, I was grateful and hopeful that I had a vehicle that could make it. And it just started breaking down.
Yeah.
I gotta fight every day to find ways to go get food, and I don't have any money now because I put it all in gas and repairs, and my family helped me as much as I could. Well, my sister, I should say, just my sister, she helped me get out here with all of the money she had, and I just feel like I'm just let down. And
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I only have my one sister, and then I have a brother, and then I have two half sisters that I haven't spoke to in years. They don't even have anything to do with me. I'm such a good person. I love helping people, and I just wanted to help people, and now I need help. And I knew that I would be okay out here. I thought I would be because I don't need alcohol. I don't need drugs. I've never been on drugs. I used to drink a long time ago, but I was able to overcome all of that. I came over. I passed over so many hardships at home, and now I'm just so destitute out here.
How did you end up in this part of LA, or like just talk to me about what it was like the first couple of days, how everything kind of transpired to become the way it did become.
The first, my daughter lives in Van Nuys, and she seemed like she needed help, and I thought I could come out at least spiritually be with her and everything. And I'm just stressing her out, and I just feel so bad. I'm such a failure. I don't want to be a failure, and I'm almost 60 years old. And what was I thinking? I couldn't possibly make it out here. This is so hard.
I think it's fair to say that you're definitely not. You're not a failure in the sense that you had good intentions, and there's always, there's a lot of people in this world, and by sharing your story right now, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're sharing your story right now, because there are people that do care, and this is better than nothing, and this is a good starting point.
Yeah, I just wish I knew where to go to get my own help, because they can't even help out of state people because they have enough of their own to take care of, in the social services departments and stuff. And you got to be a resident and all this. I didn't know all that.
Have you looked into any churches in the area at all?
Somebody said to, but like, how am I ever going to know if there's a parking spot for me? How am I going to know if I can get back here? When everything just keeps breaking down on the RV. I had the guy that did the ignition switch and the starter. He must have he must have put a wire in wrong, because now I have no lights. I can't drive anywhere at night. I can't even drive right now. It's broke down. And I was like, and I can't park here overnight. And I've been parking over there trying to get jumps every day. And that's too much on me. I got so much anxiety. And you know what? The weird part of it, when I got away from that boyfriend that was a horrible alcoholic, I got away from him. I went totally off of my depression medicine, and I was fine until like the last couple of days. I just been a wreck, and I don't want to go back on it, because I feel like I'm inside. I'm doing better in the depression department, but the anxiety is getting to me so bad. I got a stomach ache. I haven't been able to eat. The heat and it's so much overwhelming. I wasn't expecting to be so bad. He's handicapped. He can't even get out of his car. I mean, he has a friend that goes in the store for him and fills up his gas tank and stuff every week. And I don't even have that.
You've been in this spot right here, like, have you been pretty supportive of people that have been here?
Yeah, I like a girl the other day. She cleaned up all in front of those garbage things, and she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we're making a mess." I go, "No, honey, you're picking it all up. That's gratefulness, You're being grateful that there's something in there that you can use, and you're cleaning up." So many people, they come late at night, they drop off their drywall stuff, and I know back when I was in my 30s, I hung drywall, so I know that sometimes it's difficult to find places to dump your drywall ends and stuff. But my daughter's father, he had his own company, so he had a way to dispose of it. He didn't have to dump it like this. And I just can't believe how many times people are searching and begging for drugs and alcohol. I'm like, I don't need that stuff. I need other kinds of helps,
Yeah.
And when I want to, if I was to ask somebody for money, it's not for drugs and alcohol. I don't want them to think I'm lying. I'm not a liar. I don't lie at all. My mama taught me right. No.
What was your life like growing up? Like, what passions did you have?
It was pretty tough. We grew up on a farm, and it was just my mama and my sister and I, because my brother was too little to help around the farm. And we took care of 32 acres, and we had like minimal of equipment to do our stuff. Like my mom had this, them cutters that go along the road and they cut the grass so the mosquitoes stay cut. We had one of those on our tractor, and we actually cut our own corn with it. And then us kids used to have to go and pick it all up and put it on wagons and stuff. It was quite difficult. And another little story is about once a month. You guys heard of Fisher Price?
Mhm.
Well, the Fisher Price used to dump their toys at our local dump, and my mom's friend used to call and say that the Fisher Price truck is here, and so we would all go down in the middle of the summer and dig through everything to get toys. You know, that's how we got toys when we were little,
Yeah.
and we never knew that mom and dad were suffering. You know, we didn't know, and we just figured they were doing a good gesture by taking us to the dump for.
Yeah.
So
But, in a sense, though, right? Would you say it was a good thing that you grew up with the farming culture because you grew to appreciate the
Yes.
simple things,
very much so, very much so.
and that's part of the reason why you are caring right now. Whereas other people might not care as much. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even though it was hard work with getting the corn, would you say that it was also in its own ways like therapeutic?
It was because it taught us the basic needs
Yes.
of taking care of our animals, and if we took care of the animals, they would take care of us, you know, because we would use some of them for meat and stuff, and because we had cows and we had sheep and we had pigs, and that all supplied us with food when we were growing up. Of course, we didn't think of it that way because mom and dad always took it. Well, my mom, because my dad worked outside of the farm. He couldn't work on the farm. He had hay fever. So he supplied our home and stuff like that. But my mom really worked her butt off to, make sure that we had what we could,
Yeah.
And I think it was more of a learning experience, and I'm grateful that I was brought up on a farm. Like, some people they don't even know what a farm is. They
Yeah.
don't know what it involves. And when you have 3 pieces of equipment and you have to do 32 acres,
Yeah.
you're doing it a lot by hand, but it also gives you a sense of belonging. It gives you a sense of belief. If I do this, then I'm going to, be good for another day. And my mom always taught us right from wrong. And luckily, neither one of her kids ever were on drugs. And I think I probably was the heaviest drinker when I was in my 20s and 30s, but I don't need that. I don't even
Yeah.
I don't even
And,
desire it.
Those are things that you learn along the way. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
you
when
learn.
when you're younger, I mean, it's there's no question that people experiment when they're younger. It just happens.
Right.
So it's not like a thing that we should hold against ourselves so much. It's like it's just a thing
No.
that happens.
Yeah, I'm just grateful that I'm not scraping for alcohol and whatever drugs they do, and it's
Yeah.
like that's got to be the hardest hardship. And like I thought I could come out and
Yeah.
repair some people's
What was your
spirits.
what was your so that was the plan kind of at first, is just kind of talk to people,
I
and
thought I
everything.
could. Yeah, I thought I could make a difference and maybe get somebody off of drugs, or because when I was littler, when I was younger, I had leadership diplomas and stuff, and
Yeah.
like I took business law, I took law and U, I had all kinds of plans for myself, and
So you have
everything's
trades.
always changed my whole path, and it just seems like it's getting harder and rougher, and I'm not young anymore, and I don't even know what I was thinking, but I just wanted to do something for somebody.
Did you have community back home? Was there a farmer community, or was it kind of just like your parents and you just doing your thing, and that was kind of it?
Yeah,
or?
basically there was other farms around us, mostly dairy farmers,
Okay.
and so we mostly had our just for our consumption and stuff. And
Yeah.
well, sometimes my mom would sell the meat off of the cows, because she would get like 12 cows at a time, and we'd raise them up, and then we'd have meat and sell whatever we needed to. And well, mom told me that. So,
Yeah.
but
Were there farmers markets, things like that?
yeah, there was farmer markets in the supermarket parking lots and stuff.
So tell me about Colorado. You were saying around when you got to Colorado, that's when you started having some issues, I guess, with the
RV started in, and I was staying with a girl for 10 days, and then I overheard her complaining about me, and I'm just like, I can't stay where I'm where people are
Yeah.
thinking I'm trouble.
Were there people along the way that were nice though, like coming across?
Yeah, actually, I met this one guy, Leroy. He helped me out a couple of times. I met him on the east side of Nebraska, and then I saw him in Colorado because he was a trucker. And he actually, the first time he bought me dinner and he bought me a shower, which was grateful.
Yeah.
And because I left New York back in August 2nd, so I've been on the road for a while. But then over in Colorado is when I started. The window blew out of my RV and up in the top.
Whoa.
I don't know if you saw that piece of wood on the passenger side up.
Yeah.
My whole window blew out. I had to get that fixed, and then I had a major repair. It was $900. My sister paid for that. What was it? Just a lot of repair. The only thing I haven't had to worry about is the tires and the actual engine. It's a good Chevy engine, but it's
if you were like, let's say your plan would like coming over to help and everything like that would have went perfectly as you had it envisioned in your mind, how would that plan look like? So start by talking with the people, get their spirits up. Was there a plan beyond that, or was it just kind of like start? That's just the start.
My daughter said that I would probably be able to live in the RV at a little bit normal life over in Venice. But now I'm understanding that you have to drive to the beach, and it's like, that's one thing I don't have is I don't know a lot of people that will like buy my puppies. I have 3 little puppies that were born on the way. I didn't know. And I need to sell those for a little bit of gas money and stuff. That's my main concern is gas and getting another cigarette lighter unit in my RV and the battery and the alternator to work properly so I can charge my phone, so I can be, looking for places where people need help. And I really want to help people that aren't so strung out.
Yeah.
Because when they're strung out, they're going to say whatever you want to hear, you know what I mean? I ran into a lot of the experiences at home, not so much as desperate as people are, but there was still people that were, they were recovering alcoholics, but they were still in desperate need. Like I had my one girlfriend I was talking to this morning, and I told her I should have never came here, and I was telling her my situation. She goes, because she owes me money. And I says, can you drop $20? I was like, because I gave her my gray van that was no longer able to be on the road because the frame got a big hole in it. So I gave her the $500 van, and I thought she was going to be like I don't need much to live on, hardly. Like I said, the only thing I mainly need is my RV running and gas. That's my major thing. If I had gas, I could go more than just here and here, now I can't even go to my daughter's house. It's just, that really hurt me, it's like, she's got to pay somebody if she wants to come over here. I was like, this isn't what I didn't want to cause my almost 25-year-old stress. She's got enough trying to keep her apartment. And
what did she think about you coming over?
She thought it was a wonderful idea, and then, she keeps telling me, I believe in you, Mommy. Did you see the sunlight or sunset? And I'm like, I can't break down and tell her the really big inner problem that I have. It's just, I just want to go home. I thought if I could find like $2,000, I could be back home. I could leave the RV. This RV is never going to make it back up them hills. I had so much trouble getting here with the hills. It wanted to stall.
What advice would you have for everyday people, just in general? Just like, if you could have some positive advice to say to the world.
Stay good to yourself. Try desperately to be a good person. Try not to have alcohol in your life. Try not to have drugs. They're not worth it. They're eating every dime you own. You gotta pick up your boots and get back on the horse, like my mama always said. Because we used to get thrown off. And I just want people to I want people to be able to see the better things in life, and you know, it doesn't take a lot of money to see good things and be a good person. And that's what I thought, because I'm not a huge needy person.
Yeah.
But when I'm broke down, and then I break down. And that's my main thing, is that I just want people to know that there is hope. And I'm sure they've heard many people say it, but of a person that's had a lot of bad luck in her life, I always try and see the little hope in something. I might get worked up short term, but I'm basically a happy person.
Yeah.
And I'm very kind. I'm very, people would take advantage of me so much back home. And I just wanted to get away from all that and come out and, you know,
Yeah.
help people that I thought need help.
Yeah.
And they do, really. But there's a lot of desperate people that don't do drugs and don't do alcohol. And I'm realizing that I'm one of those persons. And I just need somebody to take me under their wing for a little bit, get me back straightened on my RV, and maybe a little, like they said, there's like you can live in someone's home and clean it and stuff. But how am I going to get there? And they're not going to want this piece of, I call her Sally. They're not going to want Sally in their driveway. And you know, it's just, I just need a little help. If it's help to get back home, or if it's help to get a little bit more established here, I just want to fit in. And there's all kinds of people here. There's no reason why I should be, you know.
Yeah.
I should be able to fit in. There's a lot of people, and I may have to learn another language, which I didn't have to when I was going to school.
Would you say it's fair to say that people just need to communicate more too? Yes,
I think that communication is a huge thing for people that are down and out. And I can't believe how hard it is to ask, you know, because they want something back, you know. And I'm like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not lowering myself to ask for help. I'm asking for help because I really need it. Yeah. I'm not doing anything to disgrace myself. And that's one of the big things, you know. I feel that people are just so beyond their feelings that they don't know that they're really they're hurting themselves by being so destitute. You know, I'm like, they're desperate. I'm a little better off because I do have an RV to sleep in. I'm out of majority of the elements. And I feel bad that there's people that are just, they have to sleep on the roadsides. And over here on Venture, I think it is, I saw there's people living in the woods, and I'm like, oh my God, what happens if that ends up being me? You know, I'm just so afraid that I'm gonna be ended up one of the worst ones off. You know. But I'm grateful that I don't do drugs. I'm grateful that I'm not an alcoholic. I don't have to go every day, and you know, just I couldn't even imagine that. That would blow my mind if I was that desperate, if I was that hurt and that low of myself. I would never want to turn to drugs. I would never want to turn to alcohol, because that is not the way to go at all. I keep trying to I was telling girls at home, my two friends, I says, you know, you guys, you could be saving that money and have so much more. And they never want to listen. You know? That alcohol eats your whole system, your brain, your liver, everything. It kills you. And I'm like, I wanted to tell people that, you know, let them know.
This is the place right now. I mean, don't get involved in substance abuse. It doesn't lead to anywhere good.
No, it does not. And I'm desperate. I'm very desperate right now, but I would never go that far to destroy the rest of my body, you know. I mean, my spirit's down, and I want to be happy again. I really do. It's like happy makes sense. But I'm so proud of myself being able to go off the depression medicine, and I'm just like, I just need a little help. I don't need a lot of help, just a little help. You know?
Do you have a a favorite book at all?
Oh, I love VC Andrew books. I own almost all of them up until a couple years ago because they stopped putting them on display at the store at home, and so I have like 68 books.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What
And,
were they like? What were they about?
They're like mystery. They're hardship, but they're hardship of rich people. But they're hardship of children of rich people. So there's a little difference, you know. They go through their own torture and their own finding their way and finding out who they are, and they're a lot of mystery. They're mostly of the East Coast stories like the Cape Cod and up in Maine. Um, Stephen King, he's from Maine. He does a lot of his books up there with just the nature that he has up there. And,
Yeah.
And I have a couple of those books, but they're so thick.
Are you a big nature person?
Yes, I am very much. I used to trap animals. For 6 years, I trapped muskrats and raccoons. And I was still living at home for part of the time, and I earned money, my extra money by that way. And that was quite the experience during the middle of the winter. Go every single day because you have to check your traps every day. Every single day.
What about the nature itself? I mean, did you go by like mountains and streams and things like that?
There's not a lot of mountains in Western New York, but I am an avid rock collector. Even if I don't know what the rocks are, I am an avid rock collector. I love collecting rocks. And every state, I was collecting rocks. I just hope I can keep them all separate. But even down in Ohio, when I used to go to Ohio a lot with the baby's daddy, we used to go down there 13 years in a row. I believe I found dinosaur bones.
Whoa.
It's I brought one with me. It's a fossil. I was hoping to get it someone to check it out to see if it is a real fossil. It looks like the top jaw bone of like an alligator or something.
Whoa.
From the Ohio Valley. So I love doing stuff like that. Nature is like it's too noisy here. It's like really noisy. I just want to be in a quiet place.
More peace of mind in nature.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing the interview with us. I mean,
I hope I impact some people. I hope
that's one way to look at it right now. You're getting your story out, and you are getting help from somebody right now.
I hope so. I really appreciate you. Yeah. I can't believe my luck. Sometimes it goes up a little bit, and then I worry. Like I said, I'm worried about how to get this monster out of here today. Every day I have to worry about that, you know.
Yeah.
Because they don't let you stay here, and I don't blame them. They want it to stay nice and clean, and I pick up when I can, and you know.
And this is, because this is part of a series called People We See, and that's important for people to see people. That's the most important thing is, so many people just walk by and they don't see people, so this is a starting point.
It is. I hope so.
Thank you. And we'll see you next time on People We See. Thank you.